Hey, you're back. Today's a big day. This is episode 2 of PJ Phil's Last Stand. Who's my guest? Of course, PJ Paul. We don't call him PJ Paul. I call him PJ Paul because I know he hates it. I like to yank his chain. Gross. Hey, this episode's going to be very special. Rick is back. Paul comes on. And I just want to mention this. Who would you like to see next on PJ Phil's Last Stand? Answer in the comments and include a question that you would ask them. And I will do my best and beg that person to be on PJ Phil's Last Stand and ask them your special question. So without further ado, episode 2, PJ Phil's Last Stand. Woo! Let's bring on our pal.
Let's bring him on. All right.
My next guest you might not be familiar with, but my next guest is my best, probably my best buddy in television. We play tennis once a week.
He's been working steady more than we have all these years.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
Paul McGuire, my ex-co-host from the zone.
All right. He does that sometimes.
Sometimes.
You take that.
I'm doing that.
You
We're
take
doing that.
chair
We're
right
doing
there.
that like Carson.
Like Carson.
Like
man.
they get moved
The
down
first
like
guest.
Carson.
I'm gonna be way
Johnny
over there.
Carson was a talk show.
Yeah.
And in this, I'm Carson.
Look at you guys. Did he tell you already that we all, when we were at YTV, were so we just, because we were dealing with kids stuff and all of that stuff, and we loved Soundgarden and we loved Nirvana. We just all wanted, we're so, I know we had the ratings. We dwarfed Much Music, due respect.
when I got-
YTV crushed Much Music in the
Oh,
ratings.
I know that.
You know
Sure,
that,
I
right?
did. I saw the numbers.
Just go check him out. No.
Listen.
But we just so badly wanted to be over at Much Music so badly. Did he tell you that already?
Well, kind of.
say hi, guys?
When I got
Yeah, hi.
pigeonholed into the whole boy band craze, I can relate to you guys because I only wanted to interview Soundgarden and the Chili Peppers and
And
Stone
you
Temple
did.
Pilots and the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
But I always got, and I know, God bless them. They're great entertainers.
They're
Phil, we're gonna get to you in a second.
Hard
but
work,
NSYNC
man.
and Backstreet Boys and 90, it's hard work.
Dude, okay, so let me, the
Oh,
boy
Phil, hey,
bands.
listen, Phil's here
Shut
as
up,
well.
Phil. Hey, welcome to Shut Up, Phil. So, no, but the boy bands, they just want to talk. Rock and roll bands, they're tough.
Keep talking.
They're
Keep
tough.
talking.
Keep talking.
Oh, you want to?
No, the Britpop bands are the worst ones. The
Oh
Britpop
my God.
The Britpop bands don't want to give you any answers.
But rock bands don't want to talk about anything. Actors are they're shut off and you can't talk about anything. I live in country music now.
Oh yeah.
Everything, they're so nice. It's such a warm cuddle.
They don't shut up.
They don't.
Those country
Anything
artists.
is everything. You can talk about their kids. You can talk about what kind of car they drive, where they live. It's a lovely warm cuddle, just like being with you guys is a lovely
Phil,
warm
you
cuddle.
should come sit over here. You want to come sit over here?
No.
I'd love to be a guest on
He's
my
way
own
over
show.
there.
By the way, you have good guests on your show. Look at this.
Oh, I love these guys.
Look at that.
We've gone
Two
back,
men in their 50s
honestly,
with full heads of hair.
30 years old. 30 years, we've all known each other.
Yes.
The last time we got together in person, the three of us, we went out for lunch and he paid. Do you remember? We owe him.
Did you pay?
Yeah, you paid.
Probably.
I don't forget that stuff.
No,
Thank you very much, by the way.
It's my pleasure. I can't believe
If I knew you were paying, I would have
you-
got surf and turf. But
Dude,
I just got the club sandwich. that day.
you gotta up your friend level.
Thank you
Most
for
people
laughing.
should-
Oh my God.
That's nice. That's nice. Hey, we're on your podcast. We're on your talk show. We're guests on his show. That's amazing. Phil Guerrero, everybody. PJ Fresh Phil. Let's go.
Yes, PJ Fresh Phil.
Yeah, man.
What was your nickname?
No.
PJ Fresh Phil. Right?
PJ Phil, Rick the Temp.
And-
I was just Paul.
Paul?
And my name sucks. I always hated
No, but
my
you
name.
came in late. Thank God you weren't there for the beginning. Speaking of contests,
Yeah.
I had a contest all the PJs had these funky names.
You won your show you got your job on a contest.
No, but I didn't have a PJ name. The PJs, program jockeys. That's
So
why they call
PJ
this
came from VJ somehow?
Yeah,
Program
program
jockey.
jockey.
Got you.
But it's also cute because PJ sounds like pajamas.
Program jockey?
Program jockey.
I never knew that until right now.
Programs. Yeah, it makes sense. Go ahead, Phil.
Hey, Phil's here too,
Phil
everyone.
Guerrero, everybody.
Now I forgot.
Yeah, nicknames.
Yeah, there was a contest to figure out our PJ names because there was Gord the PJ Man and PJ Rockin' Shan and like Jazzy Jan.
Jazzy Jan, yeah, sure.
So yeah, we had a contest and that's
Somehow
where Fresh
Ron
Phil
Oliver
came
and
from.
Lori Hibbard avoided that stuff.
Because she was Lori Hibbard.
Because they were proper journalists.
Lori Hibbard hosted a show called YTV Rocks.
Yep.
And then married Gelman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Gelman of...
Regis Philbin
Regis,
and Kelly,
now
Regis and Katie
of
and Kelly.
Mark Consuelos and
Kelly Ripa.
Kelly Ripa.
Kelly Ripa.
Yeah.
Actually, I was
too.
on that show.
No way, you were?
Well, I visited.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right,
you
now
were.
I get to talk.
You were
All
on
right,
that show?
my wife and I were visiting in New York, and we had dinner with Lori Hibbard and Gelman. And they were shooting the show the next day, and they said, "Hey, do you want to come by and see a taping?"
No.
And we're like, "Sure." And Gelman was like, "Do you dance?" And my buddy Russ was like, "Oh boy, does he!" And because they do an audience warm-up thing where they have like a dance contest, and then you could be like the featured dancer during the show.
But
I'm gonna hit you guys with some questions. Toughest interview, toughest live moment. A live moment that got away from you. That was just nuts. I think there was one for us that actually involved Corey.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
I 100% remember this. Corey Atkins, journalist, YTV News.
YTV was coming live from Whistler with Our Lady Peace.
A big deal, and Our Lady Peace is at the peak of their powers. Anyway, so Our Lady Peace is going to perform. We're going to introduce the band at the bottom of the mountain. We're all decked out in snowboard gear. We're all snowboarders, and we're having a great time. Our Lady Peace is behind us on stage. Rain and the boys are there, and the power goes. And it dies. The power goes. We're live. We're live.
No
Nothing.
power to cameras.
Not the power to the national television feed. That's still up and running. But the power for the band is gone. We've done live TV for long enough, or I'm going to start vamping a little bit. So it's snowing a little bit. It's beautiful, Whistler, British Columbia. And Corey Atkins, who's back there right now, decides, hey, there's a crowd out there of 200 and there's 8 of us on stage, the band and us. He decides it's going to be a good idea to throw a snowball at the crowd.
He threw a snowball at the crowd. Next thing that happened.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what happened?
Thousands of snowballs coming back your direction.
That's 100% right.
Corey, how dare you?
Hitting the drums, hitting the amplifiers, hitting the guitars, like snowballs.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Rain and the band were like, fuck this, I'm out of here. As soon as Corey threw the snowball, I was like, you idiot. You idiot.
Good on you, Corey. Good on you.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
And the next day, he came over to Much Music. It was sabotage.
It
was sabotage.
Okay, if you're watching this, that means you're one of the lucky souls that is tuned into our YouTube channel, PJ Phil's Last Stand. And yo, this is the stuff. This is the stuff you don't get on the podcast. This is bonus privy stuff for you. Okay. Everybody has boxes in the basement. Well, this segment's called What's in the Box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Brad Pitt. Because everybody has boxes in their basement. And what's in the box? Well, if you want to see what's in my box, you need to tune in. Hey, in my box, the PJ Phil card. The PJ Phil card. They made these cards for all the YTV on-air hosts at the time. This is the PJ Phil card with interesting little blurbs about us from the 90s. And I'm going to read them with my readers. PJ Phil's old now, y'all. Okay, host of The Zone and co-host of the Anti-Gravity Room. Of course. Born in Scarborough, Ontario. I'm a scarb. That's what we called them back then. Scarbs. I was a scarb. What bugs him? Being trendy, wasting time. Well, that's not entirely true. I still hate being trendy, but I love to waste time. Next one, nickname, PJ Fresh. That's what my parents call me. I don't know, I was just trying to be funny. They didn't, and that's not a nickname. Fave band, the now defunct Jane's Addiction. They had just broken up. What kind of youth network lets their host introduce the kids to a band called Jane's Addiction YTV did. How cool were they? Even in this, they let us do whatever we wanted. What he does when not on YTV, play music, work on his golf swing. Not as much anymore. And actually, I'm playing golf again. Yeah, because I'm old. First job, video store clerk. I was like Quentin Tarantino. Check this out. I was 13 and I had a key to the store and the alarm code. And when you would rent stuff and pay with credit card, I'd use one of these. And you had to sign it. And then I had to call the credit card company and get a special number. You kids don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Your parents may know, but your grandparents will definitely know. Okay, favorite sport, likes all sports equally. I'm a general sports fan. You know what that was? I didn't really play any sports at the time. I just sat around like a potato. When he started at YTV, February 89, really? Fave superhero, Black Cat. That was totally made up, but it was a woman. Did you know Phil's desk is messy, his car is dirty, and he can't find his remote controls? I think they're in my car. I try and be a cleaner now. Hey man, if you want to tune into more of what's in my box, you need to tune into PJ Phil's Last Stand's YouTube channel. Right here on YouTube. All right, now here's more with my interview with Rick the Temp and my buddy Paul McGuire. They're both my buddies.
What a time that was.
Does that surprise you that they put their trust in you?
Well, I mean,
it surprised me
I
back
think
then.
it sure did.
Yeah.
And I think it was a function of the time. Phil, turn a camera on, and this guy's gonna go and he's gonna make me laugh.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite time, though, in the zone when you finally popped over. We had some great moments. Rick,
Yes.
a live moment that got away from you. Or did you ever swear on air by accident or anything?
I may have sworn a couple times, but that
Rick doesn't even swear in person.
I try not to, but we had to introduce Dennis Leary's asshole video. So I said asshole a couple times. But whenever I got together with Green Day, you knew shit was gonna hit the fan. You know, Green Day did whatever it took to get people to tune in to watch. We're doing Green Day in the alley at HMV, and I've got the handheld. It's because it's a pre-taped interview. So they, in turn, take the handheld microphone from me and they put it in the microwave oven and start pressing buttons. And
How punk.
How punk, right? Yeah. But at least they didn't spit on me. I've been spit on before from punk bands, but it's all in the line of our work, right?
I hung out with Billy Joel one night.
You hung out with him?
Real quick, I was at the Viper Room, and this guy asked me to bum a cigarette. And I look over and it's Billy Joe. It's Billy Joe from Green Day.
Yeah.
I was like, here. And he's like, oh, Canadian cigarettes. And we get to talking. And then he was like, hey, man, what are you up to? We're going to go to the next place. Next thing I know, I'm in the back of a Honda Accord driving from, and Billy Joe's driving.
Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day was driving a Honda Accord?
A Honda Accord.
That's punk, man. That's so
right?
punk. That's
His two buddies and I'm in there. And they took us to the Sunset Marquis Hotel, which is this legendary hotel in LA that when the Rolling Stones go there, they take over the hotel. And huge lineup. We go in.
Right in.
And I remember seeing Jason Bateman just hammered.
Allegedly.
You gotta say allegedly. You gotta say allegedly.
I needed to use the bathroom, and Billy Joe's like, don't use this bathroom, come up to the room.
Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day took you up to his bedroom?
To use the bathroom in his hotel room.
The bathroom. Just gotta go.
Oh, yeah, right?
One or two.
How am I only hearing this now?
What? So I go in there, and then he comes out in this robe. No, I'm just joking.
But Phil, you know what?
That's the clip for Instagram.
He let me use the bathroom. There's instruments everywhere, and they were there writing that album of Walk a Lonely Road. That album.
Broken Dreams. Phil, it doesn't surprise me because you whenever you meet somebody, whether it's Billy Joe Armstrong, a big name person, you just connect. You make that connection. That's the personality you are.
I don't know what
I remember
it was.
one time we were in LA hanging out at a club. I remember seeing this woman run across from the entrance all the way to where we were sitting in the corner, and it was Nelly Furtado. Nelly Furtado ran across to hug you and Phil, I missed you. How like that's the type of,
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
Just
Nelly
go with
Furtado
it, man.
hugged me?
Yeah,
go with it.
man.
Say, oh, yeah, Nelly.
You're Phil Guerrero, PJ
course-
Fresh
of
Phil.
course she did.
Friend of the stars.
Really? I don't remember that.
That's yeah. You don't remember that, Phil?
No.
We all worked for a long time in Canadian television, but promoting American products. So often we were, whether there were American artists coming to Canada, and we were welcoming them and talking to them on television, we would go down and do movie junkets.
The movie company flies you first class. You would stay at the Four Seasons. They give you money or whatever. Like it was all totally on their dime.
This still happens, by the way, for certain
Does it?
journalists. It just happens
You're
to
probably still doing
to a
it.
slightly lesser degree.
But for a kid, this is pretty wild, right? You see a movie Friday night, and then Saturday you interview all the celebrities. That's what a movie junket is.
And then in my case, going down to LA, I get to hang out with PJ Fresh Phil as
Yeah,
well.
and that's
So,
when
yes.
you'd visit me.
Yeah.
Paul,
Anyway,
go on.
Go on.
No,
go
no,
on,
no.
sir.
I was just thinking that we all crossed the border a lot. Did you ever have any like weird kind of instances with the U.S. when you were going over?
Well, not to the States, but over to Europe, and it was way before 9/11. I go to the airport and I check into my flight with Air Canada. I forget to bring my passport. But
Oh my
I forget
God,
to bring
how-
my passport. The people at the check-in still let me on to the flight to Germany. So we're going over, Bill Welichka and I are going over to do the World Music Awards. And so I get to Germany, and the
Sounds
guys are going, well, where's your passport? I go, well, they let me out of Canada with just my my driver's license.
license.
Yeah, it was way before 9/11. They were really easy.
Yeah,
back
they
then.
were.
It was.
So,
They were right.
but the Germans weren't easy on you.
the Germans.
So I was stuck in the Munich airport for 24 hours, waiting for my ex-wife to deliver my passport on the next flight to Munich the next morning. So I'm like Tom Hanks in the terminal, wandering around Munich, or was it Frankfurt? I was drunk on beer at the time.
Your bosses must have been
But-
like, you idiot.
Yeah, everyone called me an idiot. But anyway,
It was a very, very different time. I say pre 9/11 for a reason. I was we were crossing back and forth all the time doing junkets, and I remember in Toronto going into the States. So they're like, "Oh, you're an entertainment reporter." I'm like, "I'm an entertainment reporter." They're like, "Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell, movie 1989."
oh wow, he's
And I'm
quizzing
like,
you.
"What?"
Pop quiz.
The guy's quizzing me.
Yeah.
And I go,
Tango and Cat.
I said Tango and Cash, and I look over, and the guy writes it down. He's doing a crossword. He was doing a crossword puzzle. He goes, Tango, yeah, good, you can go. That was it. I swear to God that's true. He goes, you can go. He writes down Tango and Cash, and I get into the United States of America. Thank you, pre 9/11.
Written
That's
down.
a true
Love
story.
that.
It's a
Love
little
that.
different
Love
now.
Hey Phil, tell me some LA stories.
You keep interrupting my sips of this much water and a few ice cubes. We call it judge's water. LA stories, oh my gosh. Los Angeles was quite a trip. This is what I'll tell you. When I first moved there, I didn't own many pairs of shorts. My buddy was like, you need to buy some shorts. I didn't know what shorts to buy, so I went to the skateboard shop and bought some shorts. The first place I moved to was Burbank. It was in the middle of nowhere. It's basically in the middle of a desert, under a highway, under the 5 freeway, and nothing was close. I had roommates that were friends of this other person in Stomp that I knew, who was their drummer for their band, and now I'm living with the guitar player and the guitar player singer of another friend's band, and I was in a band. And with the help of a host from YTV named Lori Hibbert, she helped me get an agent. And my agent in LA was one of the top 3 agents, luckily. And when you have an agent like that in LA, oh boy, you just mentioned that you're at that agency, you can get meetings with everyone. It was really funny. I was there under the guise of acting and with this agency, but I pursued everything. But, oh my God, when I said yes to joining a goth industrial band at 33, after being a successful television person in Canada, thrown into, now my career is in a small band, you know, like touring around the country, I got addicted to reinvention. So in LA, if it was something that I could hustle that was so separate from being on television or acting, I did it. I was trying stand-up. Comedy in the 2000s, nobody went. Okay, like it wasn't something to try, but I wanted to try it. My first ever time doing stand-up was at the Comedy Store on amateur night, which is a Monday. And how that works there is you have to go on a Monday, put your name in a bucket. Now they're putting all kinds of people's names in the bucket. People show up. I think they were like half the people were homeless. People putting their names in buckets, just so that they have something to do and do the LA thing. So it like sometimes they wouldn't even pull your names, and then you had to go the next week to try and be on for the next week. So I finally got my name drawn. I did a Monday night. There were 12 people there. Mind you, if you talk to any comedians in this industry, they know about Comedy Store Mondays. It's hard now to even get that, like, you know, and 12 people were there. Some guy put a bucket on his head and he was like, and he had the microphone outside the bucket so you couldn't even hear him. So he was like, I'm Buckethead. I wear a bucket on my head. Like, it was a crazy time. So did I kill? I say I killed in that I did it. You know, and there's nothing more nerve-wracking than doing stand-up. I already did television, but stand-up is a different animal. You think you just, I was on TV, I can do stand-up. Hell no. You're up there going, you don't even know what 2 minutes feels like or 6 minutes. There's a light shining. The lights in your, like to tell you you're at halfway or at the end. There are lights in your face. You can't even see the audience. You practice in your bedroom, which isn't even practicing. The only way you practice stand-up is by doing it in front of 10, 12, like one person or a room full of people. It's so hard. It's such a different animal. Did I kill? I did it. And you know, funny enough, like because like nobody went to stand up in LA at the time, my second night was at the Improv on Melrose. And then another time I did it was, and this was probably like the biggest stage I've ever done, was the Laugh Factory on a Sunday. It's called Chocolate Sundays. I've tried stand-up again here in Toronto, and I tell these stories to comics and they were like, you were on Chocolate Sundays? That took, for me at the time in the 2000s, it took me 3 months. You had to email a guy named Pookie Wigginton, who was in charge of Chocolate Sundays, but apparently it takes 3 years to get that 3 minutes or 6 minutes up on that night. Because I'll tell you, on Chocolate Sundays in the 2000s, whether you were up there, and I went to a bunch of them too, just to go see, on the Chocolate Sundays nights that I went to, Chris Rock would show up. And not only that, like Jessica Simpson's in the audience, or Michelle Rodriguez is sitting like right here. And the night I went, Chris Rock just went up to practice. And what was he practicing? His jokes for the Academy Awards. I remember he made jokes about Colin Farrell not being a real actor, stuff like that. And it was stuff that he actually did on the Academy Awards, which I saw a month later. But that night, a month before, he went up on Chocolate Sundays to try out his material, to practice. And this is the funny thing about my stand-up career. So it ended in LA with my 3 minutes or 6 minutes, I don't remember, of Chocolate Sundays. But the thing is, I was leaving the next day to go be part of a cast of a reality show for the W Network called Style Me with Rachel Hunter, which was about everybody trying to be a stylist, and the grand prize was $100,000, and you would style Rachel Hunter on the carpet for the People's Choice Awards. When I got back from being on that reality show, all of a sudden I was doing fashion stuff. And the end of that story is being the stylist for a judge on America's Best Dance Crew. It was a rapper named Little Mama, and you might remember her. Unfortunately, she got delisted when she jumped on stage where Alicia Keys and Jay-Z were doing New York, and my ex-client jumped up on stage And everybody's like, why is she on stage? She just kind of ran up there, Lil Mama. But she was my client. I was going to crazy celebrity, like invited parties, like Christian Audijay's 50th birthday. That's a whole other story I'm gonna have to tell you. I went to the opening of Benji Madden's store on Melrose, or just off Melrose. He was married to Nicole Richie. I think they're still married. But his brother was dating Paris Hilton. I wasn't even invited to that party, and I somehow got in. That's a whole other story. But as soon as I walked in, this is like, I was a nobody, honestly. But as soon as I walked in, Ja Rule was there, and Christina Milian, and Paris Hilton was there, and Nicole Richie, and I got pictures and met them, got their phone numbers, because I was pushing my little fashion line of heavy metal jackets I was making on my own in the 2000s. And that became a whole other animal. That's a different set of stories. But I went from comedy to that, to other things, to a bunch of craziness in LA. Let's wrap it up. But that's a little bit of my life in LA. But we could go into some crazy stories there. When I first got my visa to live in the States, I have my new visa. It's like for 3 years. I get to the border, and my actual first name is Jacques. It's Jacques Philippe Guerrero.
Jacques.
Yeah, it's
Can't
Jacques.
you tell from the mustache?
Jacques
More
Philippe Guerrero.
from the beard, but go ahead.
And I get there, and he stamps it, and he goes, "Well, welcome to the United States." He was Latino. He was like, "Welcome to the United States, Yaquez Felipe Guerrero." And I said, "It's pronounced Jacques," and he said, "Not anymore." Yeah. And that's my. I swear to God.
Not anymore.
So now
When
you're
you're down here with us,
Yaquez
it's
Felipe
what?
Guerrero.
Okay, because may I tell the groundhog story?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we did back in the day was live on TV. You did a lot of
Live,
live stuff,
live.
and you can't take it back, and you don't worry about it. You
It's
think
out there, yeah.
It's on there. Like
Keep going,
that's in
yeah.
the background. Let's move on. It was last year, 1999. It was a big year for Groundhog Day. I'm producing The Zone. It was before digital technology, so you didn't just record a clip and then create a digital thing and send it to somebody. It was on tape. There's two results, right, from the groundhog. Either
sees the
Wired
shadow?
Willie can see a shadow, or he can't. Yeah. There are two results. So I'm like, Phil, we got to do two versions. And Phil goes, what the hell, Paul? Two.
Right.
Yeah, it'll work. I only get paid so much. So he complained. So we shoot the version where Wired and Willie sees his shadow, and then we react, and the print, that's done. And then we shoot another version where Wired and Willie doesn't see his shadow, and then all I have to do is I have to tell the engineer on the weekend, tape A and tape B. He has to either pick tape A to put in the machine, or tape B to put in the machine. The only thing that I didn't do that year was record a version of the show where Wired and Willie died.
Oh, and he did.
Oh no.
He died.
So in 1999, Wired and Willie, the groundhog in Wyerton, Ontario, died. So when the guys went in to get it was a dead groundhog. But the engineer, it's a true story. So the engineer on the weekend had to pick, so he picked a tape. What difference does it make, A or B? And then the kids back there, they called in, "You idiots, the groundhog died." The kids were so mad.
They didn't substitute groundhogs?
Because there's Phil and I going, Wired and Willie saw a shadow, no more winter, blah, blah, blah. All that shit.
And there wasn't a backup Wyerton?
We had no
Willie?
backup anything.
No, but even in that town of Wyerton.
You would think they would have a stuffed animal.
Right?
Fuck Wyerton.
Like what?
That happened. Was that your last producer job?
Well, we left that year, Phil.
Yeah, we did.
1999, we were out.
Did you have a job to go on to?
I did. I did. Yeah.
I didn't.
I went to work at E Now with Carla Collins and Dan Duran.
Yes, you
remember?
did.
Well, that's right. You guys shared the entertainment show thing.
Rick and I both. Rick was, obviously the main guy
You
at
were at
Entertainment
ETOP.
Tonight for a long time. I was the backup goalie at Entertainment Tonight for a while.
Paul
I got
McGuire
called
came
up.
over to ET Canada.
You might not know this, but Rick and I had one glorious opportunity to host an episode of Entertainment Tonight Canada together.
Yeah, we did.
We did it once together.
Love that, yeah.
It was amazing.
Highlight of my career.
It was. I'm not sure. Highlight of my career. No, I swear to God, as a guy that grew up da 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 da, right? That shit. I loved it.
Where was I? How come I wasn't invited?
When I watched
He
the
looked so
Los
good in a
Angeles
suit, man.
When
Looked
I
so good in
watched
a
the
suit.
Los Angeles Dodgers and I see Mary Hart
Yeah,
in the
right
back
there.
of the lot,
Right there.
I'm like, I grew up watching her. I loved Entertainment Tonight. I watched it every day. The fact that I got to stand on that set and hear that music, that was a real charge for me.
Yeah.
And then I got to work with this guy and do that, the one episode. Do you know the story about this?
And then you took my job.
Do you know? I didn't.
Who wants the truth?
I know the truth.
Can you handle the truth? I want the truth too. Here we go. First time only.
It involves another PJ.
So we hosted
Tell
one
me all about
episode
this.
of Entertainment Tonight Canada together. And it was great. And then I got
fun.
the call, hey Paul, you're gonna come in and work with Rick again today. I'm like, great, I'm there. Boom, and I was there. And I get there, and then I'm working solo, and they told me you were ill.
Yes. I was ill.
That was the day they let you go.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. Oh. I was on hosting by myself, covering for you, my
Bring
friend.
this all back right now,
my
eh?
friend.
Oh my God, I didn't
not
know that.
knowing that they're hoping, excited that I was going to get to work with you, not knowing that at that same time they were letting you go.
I knew.
And I was pissed off about that afterwards, man.
Oh, brother, thank you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. I knew you were on my side all this time. I knew he was on my side this whole time.
I mean, listen, don't get me wrong.
I ran into you a week before you were let go.
Crazy story, right?
Don't get me wrong. If they had at some point said, do you want Rick Campanelli's job? He'll be out of work. I would have said, fuck yes. But I didn't know they were doing it, and I was gutted. I was like, that was
Then you
bullshit.
were gutted
I
soon
did not
after
like
that?
it. And then I was out, and then, whatever.
Would you do it all over again?
We hit the sweet spot back in the 90s when we were on TV.
Do you miss it?
He's still doing it.
But of that era.
And that way we did it.
The
Yeah, I
live,
miss that.
like,
I miss that
all
because
that.
we'll never be able to recreate that. But we got to live it, and we got to experience it as fans watching it before we got involved with it, and it was a special time. But why
Can I get another vodka on the rock?
Phil Guerrero, everybody.
That's my last stand.
You can do whatever you want to do, Phil. It's your life. Live it, kid.
Do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, what's it like playing guitar on stage with the band Raised in Black?
Yes.
I don't know if you do. I joined a band when I moved to Los Angeles.
knew
First
you-
thing I did.
I knew
I
this,
toured.
yeah.
I'd never been in a band before, but I played guitar. I was
Other
like,
than Blister,
that wasn't real.
we opened for Hanson at YTV. Hanson, in the height of their mbop days, were YTV guests, and we had a thing on YTV called a Psycho Blast.
And we put together a band just to play a couple
but
songs.
Hanson was playing Kingswood Music Theater, 12,000 people, the height of mbop fame, sold out, Kingswood Music Theater. They let the kids in, all of them in at 8 o'clock in the morning. We came on, me and Phil and Corey Atkins from YTV News, right there, right there.
He played bass.
We
He
came
played
in.
my bass.
And we went on right before Hanson and played one song to scream.
way.
I mean, they would have
Screaming
screamed
kids.
for the corpse of a
That's
tarantula. And they screamed so loud for us. We got to
That's
experience rock. I
amazing.
was playing drums. I threw out the drumsticks at the
No.
end. Corey was wearing shiny pants.
Rick, I'll tell
Wait,
you.
you
when
play drums?
I play drums. Yeah,
And you play the
When
guitar.
you strum your guitar and you hear it
yeah.
go out.
12,000 people,
That's
Kingswood Music
crazy.
Theater.
I've
It was
never
great.
experienced that. That's
Rockstar
amazing.
moment.
That's
No, no, no.
amazing. Get Corey
Yeah,
up
come over
here.
here, Corey.
Corey Atkins, everybody. Corey,
Just come and steal it.
sit right here. Corey, sit
Love
right
you,
here.
man.
Hi, Philip.
This gentleman here used to be on YTV News, and now he's Donald Draper. He went to advertising, like the most interesting pivot ever,
It's
right?
all about the business.
Cheers, everybody. Raise the glass to you, Rick. Paul, thank you so much. There you have it, the second episode of PJ Phil's Last Stand. I want to thank Paul for coming by. He's my buddy. We play tennis. Maybe we'll come from the tennis courts one day. I'm going to ask you this. First off, who would you like to see next on PJ Phil's Last Stand? And if they were to come on, what would your question be? And I'll do my best to beg them to be on this show. Also, next week is something very different. Actually, I bring this up because of this. Next week is question and answer period. It's not gonna be your typical podcast kind of thing, but I did do question and answer when we shot this, and there's a special guest, so tune in. Someone very special just kind of pops in a question and answer, because it's about you guys. So remember, who would you like to see on PJ Phil's Last Stand? And what would you ask them? Stay tuned for episode 3 next week.